Good morning. My Tabor City home here, and we are working on mulch today. Went down to the local landscape place. They will give you this trailer to borrow for the day. You can pick it up 7:30 in the morning. You have to have it back by 5. If you buy 5 what they call scoops of mulch. So this is 2.5 yards of mulch, $16 a half yard. Yeah. So haven't really totaled out the math on that one yet, but if you can see over here in the camellia, we have a bird that we're kind of trimming up that camellia yesterday and run up on a bird's nest. She's in there. She's got her 5 eggs in there, so hopefully we didn't disrupt her too much, and she'll keep tending to those eggs. But we are going to be laying out mulch today, and one of the things that we're doing is laying out mulch in the front garden bed. So first we're going to do the prep and get the blower out and blow all this out, try to get some of these weeds dealt with. We may hoe some and then come through here with a glyphosate and kill the rest of them, and then try to get this mulch laid down. So let's see what we do with that today. Okay, so this is ginger, and we got it, and it had been in a pretty shady spot, and the person we got it from, it was just a little thing, and I looked at some of the extension offices, Clemson Extension, North Carolina State, some of those offices, they did have videos on it. But you got to get it started out, and you got to get it rooted really well. And so, if you'll see, this is a downhill slope, and it really wasn't doing much of anything, because every time we water, the water would just pass right by it. It really wasn't getting a chance to stop and soak in the ground and affect the ginger. So we made this horseshoe here that was holding back water when it would run down the hill, and it would feed the ginger. Ginger's established now. While we're doing the mulch, we're going to break up this horseshoe and put the mulch over it, because I think we're good on the ginger. Okay, so as you can see, through the magic of YouTube, managed to change clothes here. This is actually 3 days later. I'm filming the end part of this video. You know, the mulch goes down, and I think there are some people out there who think that we mulch because it looks nice. And that is really not the answer there. It does look nice, and you can get in a lot of different colors, and there's actually a lot of different kinds of mulch out there that you can get. But mulch should be laid down in a really thick bed. I mean, you should have inch and a half mulch. You gotta realize and recognize the difference between mulch and compost. Compost is what you put on your garden beds that's full of nutrients, and it feeds the plants, and it helps them grow, and it revitalizes the soil with beneficial bacteria. and it generally helps in that way. Mulch is the uppermost covering that you're going to put on your beds. And one of the reasons for that is that you want to block weed seeds from getting into your soil and starting to grow in your beds. Now, as you can see here, we have some grass that's peeking its way up through the mulch. The grass was here before we put the mulch down. And I think I've said it before, right here we have some bulbs that we planted. They're kind of peeking their head up through here. And because we actively have bulbs growing, I didn't want to spray this with weed killer. So the answer here was just go ahead and put the mulch down, and then we were going to go through by hand and pick all these weeds out. So, the mulch is here. The mulch should help any additional weeds from coming along. But, we just get in here as they appear and slowly begin to remove the grass from the bed. And as we do this, we're recognizing that we have this mulch down. It should not allow it to grow back. So, eventually all that part will have to be weeded by hand. As I said previously, when I was putting this down, first thing we did before we mulched this bed was come through with a leaf blower. We blew everything out of the garden bed. Then we came through with a non-discriminate killer and sprayed all the weeds in here, and except for that one little area where we had bulbs growing, and there are weeds that are poking their way up through here. Right here there are weeds that are coming up a little bit through the mulch. That non-discriminate killer takes about 10 days to work. So as I said, we're about 3 days past the making original laying down of the mulch. So this mulch is one of those things where people, they want it in their house because they want their garden beds to look nice. But it is very easy, if you're not careful, to try to go cheap and try to get very little mulch, just enough to cover the ground. And realistically, when you do that, you are not benefiting yourself the way that you should if you put down mulch the way it should truly be put down, because mulch should be something that makes your life easier. It should be something that you put mulch down, you don't have to worry about weeding. And I have a lot of things to work on. I work on a lot of cars, I work on the backhoe, I do a lot of projects around the house here, and I don't have time to be out here every day in the garden bed weeding. So this whole garden bed right here was a total of 5 yards of mulch, and every single bit of it taken out of the trip by shovel. That's one thing about our generation. Our generation, we work. We do things. We get stuff done. And, I'd have worked a 23-year-old in the dirt putting this in. Most 23-year-olds. I know some 23-year-olds with pretty decent work ethic. But, anyways, get out here, mulch your garden beds. It's going to save you time in the long run if you do it right. If you put it on thick enough so that the weed seeds can't get down into the dirt and have nutrients and grow. And it's still doing something with our hands. It's still fixing something. It's still building something, and that's what we're about. America's not a disposable nation. So, from my Tabor City home, God bless. Have a good day.